This is Made for More Living with Johnny Jennings, powered by eXp Realty. Online at madeformoreliving.com.
Matt, we do this event so we provide a lot of support for our agents. Every single day there are multiple meetings. There's meetings at 8:30, there's meetings at 3:30 in the afternoons to help you with your scripts and your contracts so that we can communicate effectively.
So these are like trainings, not necessarily your traditional office meetings where you're learning, the new protocols and the traditional boring office meetings. These are equipping meetings to help you do your job better.
These are 100% equipping meetings, and they're quick, they're punchy, they're 15 minutes.
Oh, really?
They're not like taking up
Love that. Can you imagine if our office meetings were only 15 minutes like yours?
Goals.
That would be amazing.
Yeah. But they're consistent. So every day, twice a day, there's 2 of these meetings. And then every day, there's also a third meeting that people can plug into where we're talking about other things. So there's all this support. Weekly, we have this huge team meeting. Typically, there's 30 to 50 people in there where we're talking about more in depth, bringing in special speakers. And then once a month, we fly in somebody from out of the area.
Okay.
And these are like in our industry, like household names, very famous, very successful. Either they're selling hundreds or 1,000 houses a year, or they've been coaching for a long time and they know a lot of ways to grow a real estate agent's business. Most recently, we flew this guy in and lives up in Washington. And at one point, he had 750 active and pending listings at one time. And he's had months where he has sold over 100 homes a month. So this is a guy who knows a little bit about real estate. And what he was telling us is that, man, this is the second time I forgot my train of thought. I didn't drink more coffee.
But you're saying you flying these guys in for training to help your agents.
To help the agents and level up their skills. And he taught a lot of different word tracks about like how clients will, there's this miscommunicated expectations. And what he was saying, I remember it now. And so what he was saying was a typical buyer's agent is going to be fun and bubbly and almost like Cindy, who we had in here earlier today. Like somebody who's like instant friend. And
why is that important?
So for a buyer's agent, that's because you're building the rapport, right? And you're showing them things they want to see. And maybe you're helping them get an offer on a home accepted. He said, and I thought this was very interesting, but I totally agree with it. Listing agents are very mean, for lack of a better term. They are I think he used the word stone cold killers, is what he said. And the reason why is because we are constantly delivering bad news. We're constantly telling clients things that they don't want to hear. Hey, you should probably make this adjustment here. The house has been on the market for a while. We have not seen any activity. I know my marketing works. I know. You're not wanting to improve the condition of the home, so that only leaves us with the price. And nobody wants to hear that they're
right.
I have a house right now that I paid for an appraisal before we went live, just so that way that they felt comfortable with the situation and they didn't think I was going to underprice their home. I paid for an appraisal. I provided it with them. They wanted to list the house $35,000 above what the appraised value was. And now I'm telling them, hey guys, we're not getting offers, we're not getting any showings. We need to adjust the price. And they're like, I don't want to give the house away. I don't want to drop it. And you're not dropping it. You overpriced it to begin with.
Right.
Here's the appraisal. And so the difference between a buyer's agent and a listing agent is oftentimes they're having these difficult conversations. If your house doesn't sell in 1 week, like one weekend, the agents think you're doing something wrong. They're talking to their friends and they're like, oh, well, so-and-so sold their house really quickly. I don't know why is your house not selling? They must not be doing this and this and this. And they blame the agent. So the listing agent is very easy to blame rather than look at, hey, maybe there's more to this than just blaming the agent. Now, are there bad agents? Absolutely. But guess what? Homes.com recently came out with a report. And granted, this is like in the Sacramento metro area. This isn't necessarily speaking to if you're listing your specific home. But what they found year over year, April to April, that home prices dropped, with a D, they dropped in the Sacramento region by 1.4%. That is a very hard pill for sellers to swallow when their neighbor's house might end up selling more than what they're going to sell their home for. And this is new, this is evolving, this is really, really a tough situation for sellers because they want to work with somebody who's going to get them top dollar.
Yeah.
So if I walk in and I tell you realistically, hey, here's what the comps are showing, and then somebody goes, hey, I can get you more, you're going to want to go with that person that can get you more, and they're just telling you what you want to hear.
Yeah.
And we're at what's I would call it like a shoulder market. So until they start hearing from their friends, until they start hearing it on the news, they're not going to believe that home prices may actually be going down.
Right.
And so what does that mean for buyers? Hey, now is a great opportunity. You can get great terms. You might even be able to get a great price on the home right now. So and if you're going to be there for 5 to 7 years, don't sweat it. The market's going to go back up. But for sellers, they're wanting to pull their house off the market, maybe hit pause for a little bit. It may not benefit them. It may not benefit them to wait. In the past, it has benefited. If you don't get your price, I'll just relist it next year. It may not benefit you to wait next year or relist next year because the home prices may be down from this year. Again, a lot of this is hinging on what happens with interest rates. Trump is doing a lot of things, right, between tariffs and his big, beautiful bill, and that has, significant ramifications.
Credit rating change,
right, based off the potential passage of that bill.
Right.
I think, what is it, $4 trillion? They think that the government... $5 trillion that the government will bring in less in the next 10 years. And you know what? And because of that, people are worried about, the interest rates may have to stay high. And if interest rates stay high, there are more homes coming on the market right now. If you're listening to this and you're a real estate agent, go to Sacramento Appraisal Blog. Like, that is incredible. SacramentoAppraisalBlog.com. His name is Ryan. He's been on the show, and he can, and you'll learn about, hey, this is exactly what an appraiser is seeing happening in our market. If you're a homeowner, if you're looking to get in the market, go to SacramentoAppraisalBlog.com, and you'll see what agents are reading, and you can see what the agent's perspective is, because he tells it black and white, and basically, the market is shifting. It's flattened out, and it may start going down. We don't know what's going to happen, so just take it day by day, quarter by quarter. But just be aware that the listing agent may be telling you what you need to hear, but not necessarily what you want to hear in the market.
Strike that, reverse it. They're telling you what you want to hear. They're not telling you what you need to hear.
A good listing agent.
Right.
A good listing agent is going to tell you what you need to hear. A bad listing agent is going to tell you what you want to hear.
Right.
When the listing agent is telling you, hey, you know what, we probably need to adjust the price, or hey, like we have another house. It was on the market for a while, and we had multiple offers at the same price point. But after the 5th offer came in over a period of months, they're like, okay, we'll take it. But because they didn't trust us, they didn't believe it. They need to see it multiple times.
Yeah.
So I would just, if you trust your agent enough to hire them, trust them enough when they're giving you advice. And if you don't trust them, then find another agent. But at the end of the day, houses sell when price and condition align. So you can either adjust the price or you can improve the condition of the home. But when you have a solid real estate marketing plan, like what Made for More plans, we have a 195-point marketing plan. You can read about it. Just go to madeformorerealty.com. But when you have that thorough of a marketing plan, it's not because people aren't seeing the house. It's not because nobody knows the home doesn't exist. It's either because price and condition are not in alignment.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
So, all right, we'll see you next week.
I'll admit it, I'm somewhat of a skeptical person. I need to find out the facts before I go into business with someone, or if I hand over my money or my information. So I like to do my research. And that's what we advise when it comes to selling or buying your home. Who you work with is important, because this is one of the largest transactions of your life. And so go with someone you can trust. There's a reason why Johnny Jennings and his team at Made for More Realty have over 1,000 five-star Google reviews, why they were voted #1 team in Roseville for the past 3 years, because they have earned the trust of their clients by providing amazing service, selling homes faster and for more money than anyone else in our area. So if you're interested in pursuing some information or a relationship or just some coffee and a conversation with Johnny Jennings and his team at Made for More Realty, just Google Johnny Jennings with Made for More Realty and get more for your home.